Hey guys, it's Trex. I'm going to go over patch 7 and some of its most interesting changes. So, let's get straight into it. A new frontline map has been added called Crossroads. This takes place in what appears to be some castle or outpost ruins. This is a King of the Hill variant of frontline, meaning that only the middle objective can be captured. Crossroad features 23 horses, 12 for red and 11 for blue, 3 ballistas, 7 ammo boxes, and 5 areas of fortification, 2 for blue and 3 for red. The map also has 1 catapult and 1 mortar. The mortar is a new siege vehicle available for players to use. This has a much shorter effective range than a catapult, but it packs quite a punch. It's also stationary. There's also 8 carrots you can find throughout Crossroads. The carrot is a new makeshift weapon players can use. It's almost identical to a carving knife stat-wise, but it has hit stop. Also, much like the carving knife, the carrot can be couched on horseback. Tiger has undergone a few balance changes. Additional ways have been added for blue team to take the middle objective. The mine spawn has been moved forwards a bit. Near this spawn, a new bridge has been added. More areas to climb over the outer camp wall have been included, and a new entrance has been opened up near the original wooden bridge. The areas around each flank have also been decluttered and opened up a bit too. The capture radii and fortifications have been adjusted to accommodate these changes as well. Max's Funland makes a glorious return of patch 7. You can access Funland by typing change level Funland 2 the refunnening in the console while you're on the main menu. This has a few secrets scattered throughout it, perhaps hinting at future content. Mountain Peak has had a new frontline variant snuck in, but this is a work in progress. The difference between this Mountain Peak and the regular is that red team starts with all the flags, and once captured by blue, they can't be recaptured. Blue team also has to push the battering ram across the entire map. You can access this version of Mountain Peak by clicking on the second frontline Mountain Peak listing in local play, or by typing change level FL_Mountain Peak push test in the console. The heavy hand axe is a new 3-point weapon that's been added to Mordhau's arsenal. This is an axe which can be flipped around to be used as a repair hammer. This makes it quite versatile as it not only has the axe bonus damage against structures, but can also repair quite quickly. It rivals the blacksmith hammer in terms of repair efficiency, despite the slow windup. The hit the kill is incredibly consistent across all armor types too. It can even 2-hit heavy if one of the attacks is a headshot. The javelin is a new 3-point dedicated throwable weapon. This comes with 2 ammo, and the damage rivals that of the short spear. The hit the kill and the throw is identical between these weapons, both supporting the newfound ability to 2-shot heavy to the chest with a recent buff. The shield nerf from the previous patch was slightly adjusted, so the nerf isn't as steep as it once was. This change isn't that big of a deal since it's still incredibly easy to land a kick on shields, just feign to morph into a kick and that will usually do the job. Glancing blows damage was reduced down to 10% from 33%, and it's now easy to trigger by 5 degrees. This makes spins much less viable, but honestly you never saw people spinning at high tiers of play previously. I guess this is more so to nerf certain playstyles at low to mid skill levels. Naked and light armor movement speed has been increased. I'll show a very quick comparison. The recurve has seen a few adjustments in terms of draw speed and projectile velocity. However, now you can sprint while you're firing it. This is a huge buff to overall mobility. The crossbow had a fairly minor damage increase, but hit the kill remains the same. Huntsman and Ranger perks were reduced down to 1 point each, which buffs archer loadouts a little bit since they have more points to other armor and equipment if they so desire. Spear, halberd and Zwei stabs were nerfed. They no longer 2-shot heavy to the head. This change indirectly buffs the S-Stock and poleaxe as they're the only non-blunt weapons that can 2-shot heavy armor of stabs. That, and now that the poleaxe is 6 points again, means that they're going to be a more popular choice. These changes also indirectly buff the greatsword because it's almost identical and hits the kill as the Zweihander, just shorter, faster, and cheaper to equip. The main takeaway from this is that the halberd and Zwei are not really the be-all and end-all of team fights. This may give us more variety of loadouts seen in high-level skirmishes. Leg armor now receives much more damage. Tier 1 legs can be 2-shot from a lot of weapons now. This nerf buffs builds of heavy legs a bit. 332 was the go-to competitive loadout, but now players will be more inclined to take heavy legs for extra survivability. Greatsword half sorting didn't see a huge buff. The combo speed on the stab is a bit faster and the damage to leg armor of stabs has been increased. Zweihander half sorting had pretty much the same changes as the greatswords. The combo speed is a bit quicker and the stab windup was reduced a bit too. However, the headshot damage to heavy head was reduced down to 48 from 55, making it a 3-hit to kill. This is quite the nerf. The Evening Star can no longer 2-shot heavy to the head of stabs, however you can still 2-hit heavy with strikes to the body, or a strike to the chest and a stab to the head. The strike release was also increased by 25 milliseconds, meaning that you can drag it a bit more. The one-handed axe also had its release increased by 25 milliseconds. Its combo speed was sped up dramatically too, from 700 milliseconds down to 550. Warhammer's ult mode had its damage table adjusted. It's now more in line with the main mode, except with increased headshot damage. It can no longer combo, and it now is hit stop. The hit the kill on headshots is the same as the previous build, but hit the kill against body and leg armor has been increased. The arming sword stab damage was increased against heavy chest and head, as well as light, medium and heavy legs. The big takeaway from this is that you can now 3-hit heavy with stabs to the chest. Strikes can also 3-hit heavy to the head now. The dagger's stab damage was buffed quite significantly. It can now fairly consistently 3-hit kill medium and heavy armor, as well as 2-hit lighter armor. The strike changes aren't as drastic, but still quite tangible. It will take more than 4 hits to kill armored opponents with dagger slashes. The cleaver had very similar changes, but with the strikes and stabs swapped around. It can fairly consistently 3-hit armored opponents, with the potential to 2-hit medium helmets with strikes. With stabs, I just wouldn't even bother using them outside of being a quick interrupt. Also last, but not least, the new screen was improved. Although, these improvements are not elaborated on, and I still can't quite figure out just what's so special about it all. Anyways, that's me. I'll catch you all later.